Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is our Yarn World, a place we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 216 today. She just told me. Completely fell out of my head. But it's the third week of Situation Stress Month. Every April is a month to be able to share the awareness that is what the craft of yarn or thread does to help relieve stress, and is one of the most recognized, well documented hobbies that is not only very productive but also very soothing.
Yes.
And we like to participate in just kind of celebrating it on our channel every month. And this is our third week. I really feel like we have really kind of like fell into this whole
wearables.
Well, not just wearables, but like making things that make us happy.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
That really sparks some level of joy.
Yeah.
I'm really, just makes me happy. So, not to be redundant, but we are excited to share with you what we've gotten done this last week. So,
yeah. So, I don't want to put that on there. I am using Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton in the colorway Neptune Haze. And it has browns, blues, grays, and greens, and a little bit of white in it. And kind of looks like the beach. And I wanted to try and make something to wear. And I decided to try and make a dress. So, I'm trying to do this the way my mind thinks. And so, I did a chain of 40, which was to cover my chest and stomach.
Your torso.
Yes. And I made a whole band all the way around with the color. And then I connected it in the white area. So I made sure that when I got my new pack of this, that it started with white. And then what I did was I went around the perimeter with the white
At the bottom.
and made stitches all the way around the perimeter that I could work with in the round going down. So it is, I'm going this way now instead of this way. So the top is this way and the bottom is going this way. And I am doing this in half double crochet with a 5mm hook. And when I get to the point where I have to connect again, I just slip stitch, chain one, and I turn it around and I start going the way that I had just started or come. So I keep turning it around because I want it to stay even. I know that I could probably keep going, but sometimes you get that little jaunt down, and right now I don't have that. And I would rather, if it's going to be a dress, something that I'm wearing, I'll just keep going back and forth if I have to. And that way it just keeps staying straight. And so this is my second bundle of this, and I had in total 5. So I'm probably going to want to go get some more from Hobby Lobby, because I would like this to be like a T length down past my knee before my ankle in that area. I want it to flow that down there, and I know that I need to find some kind of a slip to go under this, a full slip from shoulders down, that I can wear underneath this since it is crocheted. But
You can put a thin liner underneath it.
yeah, but I'm just thinking a slip is just as easy. And so I just get so excited because I never thought I could do this. And now I'm proving that I can. Now, when it is up here on me, I still have to make the shoulder straps. But I can do that at the end. And I want to make, I don't know how long or wide I want them to be yet. I know it has to go over my bra strap and possibly the slip, depending on what it is. If it's kind of lacy, I wouldn't mind having some of that lace show. I think that's really girly and nice. And if you're wearing a dress, you want to be girly and nice, right? So anyway, that's how far I am. And I'm hoping by next week I'll have a lot more of this done. It's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm writing down the pattern, so if I want to try this again in a different colorway, I can. And know my numbers, you know. It's really, it's just making that band, you know, you're doing it for the length that your torso is. Going back and forth until it fits all the way around you, and then you're making the perimeter. You're doing the stitches on the perimeter, and then you can just follow those, and make it as long as you want. Put your shoulder straps on, and you're done. And I'm just like, I didn't realize it was going to be as easy as it has been so far.
For the style that you want.
Yeah, for the style that I want.
You already had this sort of style in mind.
Yeah.
So to realize that it's that simple is just blowing your mind.
It is, because I've never made a wearable that actually fit me before. To the extent that I wanted to wear it out in public.
Yeah.
I have made a sweater before, and I kind of used a jacket or something to make my measurements work out, but I wasn't sure how to do the sleeves. And so it never really looked right to me, and I never wanted to wear it out in public. This, I think I'm going to be able to do that, because I'm not going to have long sleeves. I'm just having shoulder straps. So I think this is going to be something that I can do, that I can wear, and that I can sit there and be just happy with. Yeah, I'm doing it in cotton yarn. Oh, and last week I said something wrong. I was telling you to use cotton or bamboo or whatever, but not to use, and I said cotton. It was supposed to be acrylic. Don't use acrylic, because it'll stretch on you, and you don't want things stretching when they're not supposed to. It will make it stretch to the point where maybe it's distorted, and then it's also very hot material. If you're wearing it in the summertime, you don't really want that. You want something that's going to wick or draw that heat away from you. And so cotton or bamboo is a better choice for that. Excuse me. So I'm very excited, and I'm hoping that, you know, by the end of April, maybe I'll have a dress to wear. So, okay, what have you been working on?
I've been working on two things. So as you guys have already seen, I did this guy.
Very colorful.
It's with a herringbone stitch, and I got this panel done for a reading pillow that I'm doing. But last week,
oh my gosh, I love it.
So all last week I was trying to make another one of these, because guess what? I didn't count how many.
Or write down your pattern?
Nothing. I did nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how many times I started and ripped out, started and ripped out, and started and ripped out. trying to figure out what the right size foundation chain was to be able to start, because with herringbone it compresses in a very specific way. So I kept trying to guess and guess and guess. I kept getting it wrong. And this thread from Lion Brand, it does not frog easy. So that I'm sitting there trying to not tear the yarn,
right, as
it's all the fibers are knitting together, so it keeps attaching, and I keep having to pull these fuzzies out, and it was a painstaking process.
And you're a very tight crocheter as well.
Yeah.
So that's harder to frog too.
And all I kept thinking was, all I need is a second panel. I considered doing it, so I have this green that I bordered with a rope stitch on, and I decided, I was like, maybe I just use the green, but it doesn't look right. It did not look right, and I was just like, I just want to use my other yarn. Why? And then I was like, I could do C to C. I can make it exact. Like, Mom, look.
There you go.
Do you realize how both satisfying and frustrating realizing how simple this was going to be was?
My dress.
Mm-hmm. So, to be to the point, had this panel, really liked it, wanted to make another one just like this, couldn't, so I did C to C, corner to corner, and now I have a second panel done in the same colorway, same exact size, with the rope border. Now, I will say, I did not have to use the whole skein of yarn for this one, because the stitches were not as condensed, so I have a little bit left over from this yarn. And you can tell the weight difference, like feel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this one's a lot heavier.
Yep. But in the pillow, you're not going to feel the difference. So, I guess you might be asking, well, with the corner to corner, how are you going to make a pillow when you have all these like miniature holes and stuff in them? I plan to put a fabric, like a stretchy, maybe cotton, like reuse a shirt that we're not going to use, and cut it to size and sew it along this border right here before I even finish off the pillow. I'm also wanting to kind of create like a bit of a wall that will go along to kind of give the pillow some separation.
Yeah.
So that these panels are the top, the bottom, and then you can see the side, kind of like a suitcase.
Yeah.
And it give it some oomph, just like Mom said. I'm also trying to figure out, because it is a reading pillow, and I plan for there to be straps on this thing so that I can hold open books, where I want the straps. And I'm thinking I'm going to actually I was thinking about crocheting the straps. I could do that, or I could use elastic bands. So I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I'm just grateful to have 2 walls done. That's, even if they look a little bit different,
it's good.
The idea that they're the same yarn, but just a different patterns kind of is amusing.
Well, and you can just choose a side.
Exactly. And I plan for both of them to be usable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am in the process of navigating those issues, and I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get the walls done, and then that's done. Now, my next project, which is kind of funny, because Mom just got done talking about all the things you're not supposed to do with a wearable. Because she does her research, and I'm just like, well, if it can happen, why not do it? Because I'm a glutton for punishment. Don't you know? So there is a pattern I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And I've had this yarn for a very long time. And I was trying to make this cardigan out of this yarn way back in the beginning of our channel. And I could not figure out why when I would change, because like the pattern that I had would be like, okay, if your a normal size is this, like a medium or a large or extra large or whatever, then chain this many and then go from there. And that way you have your foundation set and you just go from there, which is fine. I was grateful. I would do it and then it would feel like it shrunk. Now, I did not understand at the time that there's such a thing as blocking.
Yeah.
We didn't know that back then, though.
Right.
It was years ago.
Right.
Like, beginning of our channel.
Right.
We just really didn't know.
Yeah.
We were still in the process, and if you did, you didn't share it with me.
Well, I
don't mean that in a mean that way.
They do it for clothes. You're not going to do it for your toys or my blankets or anything like that. It's just for clothes. And we weren't making clothes. So.
Yeah, and I didn't and I wasn't meaning that in a mean way. I'm saying like if we did hear about blocking, it wasn't an applicable step to what we were creating, just like you said.
Exactly.
So I didn't understand that you could do that and that would regain its shape.
Yes.
And again, I didn't also know the importance of the fiber or choice of yarn for creating a wearable. Now, I've always had it in mind that this yarn would be used for a wearable. I never wanted it for anything else. But it is 100% acrylic, and I kind of sat with that not knowing what to do with that. Now, like my mom just got done saying, acrylic is heavy. It is, it retains heat.
But if you're making a sweater or something like that, that's what you want.
It's not what I'm making.
I know, but I'm just reiterating. If you're making a sweater and you want the heat,
that's fine.
You know, and you want it to be a little heavier, that works out great.
Now, here's the thing, though.
I was just making a summer dress. That's why I wanted no heat.
Now, here's the thing with this one. I'm not as worried about it being heavy because I've already learned how to kind of manipulate acrylic yarn to do like a cotton in some ways. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the same as a cotton. But there are ways that you can kind of nudge it in that direction.
Right.
So on top of blocking and all those steps that you should take with any a wearable project, no matter the choice of material, one of the things that I was taught was that you really should, after you get all those steps done, you put it on a mannequin, a hanger, something that creates the weight of how you want it to hang.
Yeah.
And then you steam it.
Mm-hmm.
And that process of the stitches setting in the way that the gravity is meant to actually hold it,
right,
changes the way that the acrylic actually functions. Now, don't get me wrong, just like Mom said, you got to be careful with acrylic because it can stretch, it can distort, but I do believe with how I plan to do my last borders and border stitches on this thing, I think it won't do that as much. And I think because of the way I've been doing this, it's not like super thin. It's like one row is all nothing but double crochet. Second row is almost kind of like a granny square stitch. So it does have some breathing while also having a lot of structure. So I think that this, if it doesn't, I cut off the straps. I upcycled the blocks for something else. I'm just trying something here.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's okay to try something.
Right.
It would make a cute little lap blanket if it doesn't work out this way. But I am making these specific blocks. And it really does hang nice.
It's very pretty.
And feel this.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I
love the color.
I don't know what it is about Lion Brand, because Lion Brand has...
Very soft acrylic.
Yeah, but as you can see, it's a very nice yarn. Mm-hmm. And I did a pattern that I saw, and I'm really proud of this pattern because it's quite simple, but it's just, you start off like any granny square, and then the next row you practically do nothing but double crochets across every stitch, even the gaping holes. And then the next one you're doing double crochet, skip one, chain, skip the bottom stitch, double crochet into the next one, and you keep doing that for that row, and then you go back to the full, and then you go to the one and chain and one and chain, and then you keep going. And I did this for 20 rows, and what I'm trying to make, I'm supposed to do 4.
And you have 2 of them done.
I have 2 of them done. Now, because of what Mom just said, there is a possibility that me and her might talk about whether this should be the project I was originally doing.
I think you should. See if it works.
Because I can make this something else.
Yeah, but I think if it's really pretty, you should try it as what you were going for.
Either way, I want it to be a wearable. There is this pattern that I've been seeing for a long time where you get 4 big blocks like this, and you sew them in such a way that it becomes this really cool kind of a drapey tank top. I don't have my phone with me. What we'll do is by next week you'll see if I finished it and whether it's working, because I will wear it.
There you go.
But it's really cool because the idea is that the tips of one of the tops is like this side, and then this side is like this side, and they attach right here all the way down to the bottom of the seam, and then you do another on the other side for your back. And the way that it just drapes is supposed to drape. It's just supposed to be flowy, and just, you can barely see it, but it's just supposed to be kind of like just this loose tank top, just flowy and fun. And I thought that this would be really cute, even for like the winter. Like, sometimes I like to wear tank tops in the winter, but like have like a long sleeve tight like mini cardigan or something attached with like a nice flowy tank top.
Yeah.
It just thinks that a stylish dimension, sort of different materials mixing.
Wearing our layers in the wintertime.
Yeah. And I thought that this would be really cute for that. But again, I want to do this correctly. We'll see what it turns out. And between me and Mom, we might choose 2 different things. And if this turns into something else, I do want to do that tank top still.
Yeah.
Just might have to get a cotton yarn.
Right.
Because I do want it to last. So if this is not going to last as that, I'd rather know that now. I don't want to waste my time.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yeah. And I forgot to tell you too. I'm just doing this on my own, so I don't know how many times. I think I've only done it twice so far. I have made some increase rows. So whenever I think about it, I put an increase row in, where I'm doing like stitch, stitch, increase. And so you just add an extra stitch on the, and I do it all the way around. And so it increases, and so it's starting to get a little,
Flowy.
yeah, flowy, but it's going to fit better on me. Now, if you're going to try this and you have more of a straight line body, you don't have to do the increases.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to. But if you have a curvier body, the increases are going to be your friend.
Yep.
And so I forgot to say that when I was talking, and I thought, I better bring that up because some people might ask. But yeah, increases for curvier bodies are your friend, and it's not that hard to do. And you just do it until you just have the right width you want, and then you just can keep going. I am trying more for an A-frame, just so that I have the extra room, and that way I'm not going to feel like I'm exposing too much. If it's too tight, I'm not going to personally want to wear it.
It's just not comfortable.
I am looking for a little bit of a looser fit. I have a lot of belly problems. I don't want to have anything
Pressing.
Yes, pressing on my belly too much. So I'm trying to find clothes that are a little bit more flowy, more loose, and just to make sure that I don't have that on top of everything else.
That makes sense.
It's really aesthetic. I really like the looks of more of a boho kind of thing. I don't tend to wear that right now, but I wouldn't mind. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and 70s were really, the 70s, 60s and 70s were really the hippie age, and the flowy clothes and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I'm thinking that's coming back. A lot of the girls that I watch redoing clothes nowadays, they're all going back to the boho style. And I'm just like, yes, I could do that. It's more of a style that is comfort instead of, so
bodycon, very tight.
I don't
spandex clothing.
I'm not.
Some of that comes down to also the material that's being used.
Yes.
Because it does snap back so rough. Not saying that it's not style, but there is, even if it's flowy, it feels tight.
Yeah.
Right? It still clings to certain spots, even if it's flowy. I think that people are going back to more cottony clothes.
Yeah, and more comfort.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention that if you decided you wanted to try this for yourself, and it's really not something that's very hard. Now, I chose not to do a ribbing. Like I'm not doing it in the back loop only, where you're going to have that stretch. I figured if I just made it in just half double crochet, it's just going to fit. And I don't really want it stretching out of shape anyway, so I made it to fit me. You can do it in the back loop only and have that little bit of stretch, and it'll be fine if you do that too. So there's lots of ways to do things, and we're all different, and we all like different ways of doing things. And so pick your way and try and figure it out, and have fun with it. That's the whole point of any of this. Just have fun with it.
Now, one last thing before we close out. I heard the absolute genius tip for getting your tails tucked in,
Okay.
like your yarn tails, especially for like wearables or bag projects, things that are going to move a lot. Blankets maybe. You do the normal, you tie it, start weaving it in, but for that extra where you don't want it to keep popping out and see the ends, so brilliant. Get some liquid stitch, you know that yarn glue. Get a little bit on like the tip of a needle. You don't mind getting a little messy, and you get the ends all wet with it, and you tuck it in where you want it to hide, and then you press it.
Oh.
And that glue that's meant to be with yarn and doesn't just wash away because it's a liquid stitch.
Right.
Do that for like count of 10 seconds, let it go, and it will stay stuck where you want that loose thread to stay.
Brilliant.
It will not keep popping out, but you know it's there if you need it.
Wow, that's amazing. I never thought of that.
A brilliant way to use that. If I can find the person that I saw it from, we'll tag her in it, either this episode or the next one, because I thought that was just
Yeah. Yeah.
brilliant.
Yay.
Especially if you're doing something fun for yourself this Stitch Away Stress Month. No reason to have those pesky ends cause any more heartbreak than they already do.
So true. If you're going to make yourself something, make it look as professional as you can.
Exactly.
So, we have a quote today that it's fun and it's perfect for what we just talked about. I'm not one of those who can make things perfect. I'm one of those people who makes things that make my heart happy. And again, this is by an unknown author. It's all the creative ones that we were able to find for this series were all by unknown authors. So I'm not one of those who can make things perfect. I'm one of those people who makes things that make my heart happy.
That's just so well said.
And we're trying to do that, and we hope you're trying to do that too.
Yes. Treat yourself this crafting season.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one project. Do something that makes your heart happy.
Or a fun yarn.
Yes.
You know?
Just choose something that is just for you. Just for you. It's not selfish to let a talent that you were blessed to have be something that you get to enjoy.
Yeah.
And if this is a talent that you are trying to exercise and learn, or a hobby that you're trying to start for the first time, what a better month than Stitch Away Stress Month. We all deserve a little happiness.
We sure do.
So I'm not one of those who can make things perfect. I am one of those people who makes things that make my heart happy.
Yeah.
So
if you like this kind of video, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and comment. Let us know what you're making.
yes, and until next week, we hope that you stitch your way
To mental health.